Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ryan London, and I'm going to be walking you through kind of how to play Kahoot and get Kahoot going in your classroom if you haven't used Kahoot before. So the first thing you're going to need to do is create an account. If you notice, this is the home screen, create.kahoot.it. When you get here, you'll notice in the top right-hand corner, get my free account. Kahoot is free, and that's a great thing. Everything, we like everything to be free. But I'm going to go ahead and log into my account so we can get started talking about how to use Kahoot in the classroom. So there's a couple of different ways you can use Kahoot. Um, Kahoot is a wonderful instruction tool because not only does it allow teachers the opportunity to get feedback and understand kind of where their students are as far as uh, understanding the material that you've been going through in class, but now there's a new way to do Kahoot called Blind Kahoot that allows you the opportunity to teach new material using a Kahoot. It's a really awesome concept. And what the thing about a blind Kahoot is, what you're actually doing is you're thoughtfully creating a series of questions that's going to lead students from not knowing anything about the subject you're talking about and to basically having mastered that in 20 questions or less. So it's a pretty awesome concept. Uh, I encourage you to look at that. But today we're just going to look at regular old quiz Kahoot. And kind of focus on that. But whenever you get ready to start using Kahoot in your classroom, you can create your own Kahoots, or there's like millions of Kahoots that have been made. What I like to do, I've only made one Kahoot. I've been using Kahoot for 2 years, but I've only made one Kahoot in my classroom. And the reason why is because these public Kahoots, there's so many of them. So what I typically do is I'll just type in the standard that I'm going over in class. Social Studies, seventh grade, Geography Standard 8. That's one we just got finished going through. And boom, it pulls up all these Kahoots that have been created about the ethnic groups and religious groups in the Middle East. So what I'll typically do is I'll look for one. Okay, this one's been played 70 times, and it's been favorited 14 times. So this one has been used quite a bit. So I'm going to click on it, and it's going to pull up all the questions that are in the Kahoot, and I can look at these questions so to see if they kind of match things that I've been talking about in my class. A blank is a group of people who share a common culture and ancestry. That should be an ethnic group. Okay, boom, it's an ethnic group. That's perfect. Okay, members of an ethnic group share certain cultural traits such as all of the above. Okay, that's probably not how I would ask that question. I would probably rephrase it and limit the amount of possible responses to one. But it is what it is. It's a review game. You're testing to see basically where the students are. It's a formative assessment to gauge where they're at in your class. But let's go to when you create a Kahoot. First, you're going to go to this little square. It's going to pop up new Kahoot. Choose quiz. Um, you're going to title your Kahoot. You're going to describe it. Choose who you want to make it visible to, the audience. You're working at a school, so uh, it does limit the amount of space that you can use for um, your title and stuff like that. So this is a review of Middle East religions and ethnic groups. Okay, so go. All right, add a question. Boom. So you type your question in here. You get to choose how long you want to give students to answer the question. Um, Depending on if it's a group or if it's an individual effort, how long the question is, how long the responses are, how long it's going to take students to read those questions determines how long your time limit sets. You got 4 responses that you can put. You can put as few as 2 or as many as 4 possible answers. Um, you can credit the resources that you use to create the question. You can add images, you can add videos, and it will let you pull those directly from your computer. So whatever image you want to use, typically you're going to have to go and save it to your computer, and then you can add it. But once you're ready to play the Kahoot, you'll have students get on Kahoot.it, and whenever you're ready, let's go back to the screen and we'll pick a game. So whenever you pick a game, it's going to give you a game pin for students to put in. So whenever they get to uh, this point, click play. Boom, brings up your quiz, classic or team mode. So if all the students have a device, you can play classic mode so you can gauge each of them individually. If you're at a school like my school where you might not be able to every day get your hands on devices for students, for them to have that one-to-one device relationship, you can do teams. So we'll do classic mode. Boom. Ready to join. It's going to prompt students. Basically, it's going to give them all the information that they need. They go to, and there you've got the nice music. Kids love the music. Let me see if I can mute that. Anyway, so you get the idea. The students get the game pin. The students enter the game pin here. And then once they enter the game pin, it'll let them choose a nickname or a name, all that good stuff. So that's basically how Kahoot works. Again, if you're interested in learning more about the blind Kahoot, basically it is a way to teach new concepts where you're actually uh, you're thoughtfully lining out a set of questions that will allow your students the opportunity to kind of work through the issues themselves and figuring out what the answers to these questions are. So they're basically like using Kahoot, a fun game to teach themselves new ideas and new concepts. So that's Kahoot. There's tons of videos on YouTube if you're interested in learning more about how to use Kahoot in the classroom. But basically, you know, students love Kahoot because it's a fun way for them to kind of challenge each other. They they compete, they earn points, and it's basically a way for them to learn and you to check their progress in your class in a fun way. And every time I pull in the cart and the kids get to play Kahoot, they lose their minds. They love it. They absolutely love it. So I encourage you, use Kahoot, get into it. Kids love it. I have enjoyed playing Kahoot. Sometimes I'll play against the students and try to hide it so that they don't know I'm playing, but that can be kind of fun. So challenge your students with Kahoot, and I guarantee that you'll enjoy it, they'll enjoy it, and it'll be a rewarding experience for you. Thank you, and have a good day.